The idea that you each create your own reality is, for some of you, a novel idea. But in fact, each of your belief structures and your thoughts resonates an energy. And while some of you have accepted the belief that everything is energy, the limiting and false beliefs that you have been exposed to during the course of your physical experience here often contradicts the totality of the unlimitedness of your existence here in physical form. Meaning, if you accept that everything is energy, even indeed the chairs that you are sitting in right now are comprised of atoms and molecules, and in and of itself radiating and emitting their own forms of energy, and while not at a speed that you can comprehend, is actually shifting in its physicality right now as I speak. Therefore, understanding that everything in this physical experience and even beyond it is energy, then you must be able to accept that your beliefs form thoughts, which translate into emotions. And so every thought that you form within your neuronal brain structure is emitting an energy and a frequency. And so, to review, for those who have never attended one of my sessions before, then you must be able to make the connection of where this energy comes from. I have said in the past that each of you has within you a natural state of grace. This is often described, though energetically, by others as the energy of unconditional love that is flowing to you and through you at all times from source energy. And what is this energy? It is the energy of creation. It is the energy that source shares with you. It is the foundation, the energetic foundation of your connection with source itself. It is the energy that indeed allows you to experience your physical experience here in this life as an unlimited, powerful, eternal being having a physical experience. And what does that mean? Oftentimes, because of the words inner being, I prefer the word soul. But the words inner being have often presumed the idea that your soul is within you, that it is encased within you. And indeed, that could not be farther from the truth. For you came forth into this physical body. You chose the framework, the parents, the family, the physical features that you wanted to be visually expressed as in this reality. And so that means that as you look at yourself, you are actually observing your soul. You are able then to look into a mirror and smile at the image and understand that your hair and your skin and your eyes and your mouth and your body and your hands and your feet are all your inner being in visual expression. And so then you can understand that your soul is not inner at all. Indeed, your soul has taken the form of flesh in this physical experience. When you touch your skin, you are actually able to touch that part of your inner being. And most do not understand the relationship with respect to the energy that they are vibrating then. And so then you can understand that physically you have the energy of source, of what you call unconditional love, of what I call your natural state of grace flowing to you and through you at all times during your physical experience here. This is the creational force that has created worlds and galaxies and universes, and it is all at your command. It is at your fingertips to wield literally if you could harmonize the authenticity of who you really are with your energy source in relationship to your limiting beliefs, which all of you received here at the basis in childhood. For what did you all learn when you came forth into these bodies? You learned not to be unconditional. You learned to be conditional. You learned growing up that there were certain behaviors and there were certain words and there were certain events that you participated in that were disapproved of from the people who were raising you. And what did you learn? You learned that if you did not please them, that there could be ramifications, that you would be the beneficiary of the experience of someone's displeasure, someone who loved you, someone whom you wanted them to only express kindness and love to you. But you noticed and you learned that if you behaved in certain fashions that were unacceptable to the other limited people around you, who also learned their conditionalism from their parents and their teachers and their clergy, who then taught you to be conditional. You learned then the idea that love has boundaries. You learned that in order for the people that you love to be pleased with you and to verbally and physically express this to you, that you had to behave in a certain condition, within a certain framework. And then, of course, once this belief took hold and was affirmed throughout your childhood into your young adulthood, you learned that that was true. So now there was the construction of a limited and false belief that has been affirmed by the experiences in your life, through your relationships with friends and lovers and significant others that come in and out of your experience. And so you believed then that your ability to harmonize and resonate with the frequency of your natural state of grace, what you call the energy of unconditional love, you learned that it would be an experience that you could only have depending on your performance. And the reason why the energy from Source flows to you and through you at all times, and you cannot disconnect from it ever, the reason why that is not true is because Source does not judge your journey and experience. Non-physical appreciates the courage and the bravery that you have demonstrated for your willingness to come forth into these physical forms, agreeing to forget the totality of who and what you really are eternally, so that you could be the beneficiary of having experiences from the platform, the physical platform that you designed. You see, some come forth in different color bodies. Some come forth in different religions. Some come forth in various cultures or genders or sexual orientation to have the experience, which is why you incarnate and have incarnated many times in physical bodies, to be able to, from your higher self's perspective, to obtain a broader perspective and understanding of all that is. And each time you have done this, those of us in non-physical have been able to be the beneficiaries of your expansion, of your learning. And so we are grateful for the experiences that you have created, not only within your own reality, but for all of us as well, you see. In that regard, there is no judgment of right and wrong with respect to the decisions and the directions that you take for your paths, for you came to learn. And how you learn is completely within the realm of your control, and it is within your realm of free will. You have the free will to experience what you choose to here. In that way, the energy that is flowing to you and through you at all times that you cannot disconnect from is unconditional. It does not judge you the way you judge you. It does not judge that when you should have done this instead of that, which is why I will not use the term God here. I will use the term all that is, for it is more appropriate than the limited construct that most of you have come to believe regarding the source you have referred to as God. Many of you have grown up believing that God is this all-powerful, complete, finalized entity who will bestow blessings on you if you behave correctly. You have been taught that God is conditional, when it is the furthest thing from the truth. And you cannot get it wrong. This is why. This is one of the reasons why. There is no wrong in your decisions to experience the life that you came here to. There is no wrongness in your expressing your free will and deciding to turn left or to turn right, for that is the foundation of your free will. And so it is from this understanding that I will answer your individual questions from the perspective that because of the energy that is flowing to you and through you at all times from source energy, all that is, it will be with the understanding and the recognition that you, as is the energy that flows to you and through you, are also unlimited. You have thousands of thoughts every day. Most of them go unnoticed in and out of your brain, each one creating an energy signal that you are emitting into this physical reality. And so you are often unaware that each of those thoughts has the power to create a world. And while that is a discussion that can be explored perhaps in a question or at another session, it should be recognized that with each thought that you create, you have created the physical expression of you, other probable versions of you in other probable realities. But we can discuss that as we go on. Suffice it to say that although you are not entirely understanding consciously how to wield the power to serve your desires, to create the experiences and materializations that you are seeking in this physical experience. It is hoped that through our time together today that I will be able to explain to you how you can do so more effectively, for none of you came forth to suffer. All of you knew exactly who and what you were before you came forth into these bodies, which means you all were looking forward to having the experiences that you could generate here in physical form. The suffering and the angst or anxiety or worries that may assail you throughout your days and nights are wholly unnecessary then. And it is from this framework that we will begin.